Hey, I decided to take a small break from getting weird with Wish to try something new. I'm thinking about calling it What the Fiverr. If you don't know what Fiverr is, it's a platform that offers services from independent users, starting at around $5. So basically anything you can think of from professional to personal, you can probably find it on Fiverr. What I decided to do is to see if Fiverr had anything on the weirdness level of Wish. And it doesn't, but there is some good shit here. First up, I decided to use the keyword explicit. We have someone that's volunteering to remove explicit lyrics and content from songs, a resume writer, an explicit PowerPoint. I don't know where that could possibly be used. If you're cursing in a PowerPoint presentation, I can't imagine it's going to work very well in your office. Please don't do that. And farther on down the list, you'll see somebody that wants to photograph the explicit beauty of God's own country, Kerala, India, which is kind of neat. You pay him and he takes pictures of his home for you. One thing you'll notice on Fiverr, there are a lot of folks in other countries trying to get a hold of $5 US. Here's a fellow that seems to be making a Raspberry Pi or Arduino, but he's offering to write an article for you. In the About This Gig section, there is some broken English, and not a lot of capitalization, which is kind of important when you're writing a report. Typing and report are knowledge that requires a great skills, which I have acquired with double space, number of double space, years of experience. But we see his strong suit, if we scroll down a little bit, a listing to write a program, but he doesn't describe what languages he's proficient in. Next, I decided to use the keywords custom and adult together. And I have to say, I was a little disappointed. I found adult coloring books where someone just takes the picture and desaturates it. Now this is about 5 minutes in Photoshop, and she's charging $15. And here we have a horrifying rendition and colorization. What disturbs me the most about this is not the horrible rendition of the face, it's the fact that it's color XXX Playhouse sheets on the bottom. So in looking over the price, it makes a bit more sense. It's 14 sheets. I'm not sure if that's 14 different pictures or 14 sheets of the same. If it's 14 sheets of the same picture, that's just awful. In the About This Gig section, I can't make sense of it. Thank you for viewing this listing for my line of adult coloring books. We all know coloring can be relaxing, but coloring in pictures of flowers and birds can be so mundane after a while. So my fix for that is to supply you, the coloring enthusiast, with something totally unique that satisfies your urges to color and those other urges as well. So I get what this person was going for originally, but none of the pictures on the listing seem to get that message across. This person had an idea to make a sexual coloring book, but instead people are just uploading pictures of their girlfriends, daughters, or some random jailbait pictures they found online. Nice try, but your message is more creepy than consistent. Next up, I decided to search an old classic, hentai, and I found some people willing to draw hentai for you. All three that I found are rated quite well. But what was really interesting about these results was the related keyword section. This opened a whole plethora of new shit to look at. So as you can see, there are some tags I am going to explicitly avoid, and ones that I can't possibly resist clicking. So with that, I'll be putting this toward the end of our video so we can get back to it. Next up, I decided to search the terms body paint, and I found a lot of listings I didn't quite expect to find. Folks painting anything you want on their body and dancing. Now this is really interesting because it does seem to be folks from all over the world offering to do this service. But it really just reminds me of another video with a similar theme. Next up, I decided to search the term butt, because why not? Here we find several people offering to teach you how to get a bigger butt, a kick butt sales script, and generally folks offering to enlarge or enhance your butt in some way. But then we have Chef Tummy, aka Iron Butt the Mad Biker, offering to give a birthday shout out or endorsement. Here we have an audio only clip, so I assume that he doesn't gear up for all of his videos. It says here, high quality audio file. I was assuming that $10 would be enough for a man in a shitty costume beard and fake bandana skull cap to do a very short 30-second video, but apparently not. This is just an audio clip that you'd be paying $10 for. Now that's not necessarily that misleading, but it is depressing, because that is obscenely overpriced. He makes mention that all gigs are recorded on a Canon 700D digital camera with a Rode boom mic. I understand how the mic is important to talk about, but at this point the camera isn't, since you're just selling an audio file. After that, I decided to search for a classic, adult toy, one of my favorite things to find on Getting Weird with Wish. And I was disappointed because the first result was a fidget spinner. And nothing else any more interesting than that came up with this search. So I decided to ramp it up and search for sex. Here's where things finally started to get a little weird. We have someone offering to cast an ancient Egyptian sex and seduction spell. Several other people offering to cast spells. Someone offering to make a sex magnet. A Mayan love sex spell. Another sex spell from Trisha. Based on the thumbnail, I have to click this. Now we have a very strong sex spell, and then a very powerful same-sex love spell. The first thing I notice is that the name of the tab is slightly different than the name of the listing, so let's see what it used to be. Gay love spells. Alright, Trisha, you genuinely look like the kind of person who would invest time and effort into learning spells. Jesus. Now this was already a certain level of creepy, but reading over this, it's a bit worse than I thought it was going to be. It's anywhere between $55 to $90. She goes on to say, you had a beautiful relationship with a person of your same sex and later fell deeply in love with that individual. You both had great moments, but then the relationship ended. Time went on and you can't seem to forget this person, and you want them back. Trisha is ready to help you claim back your lost lover. Request your spell casting now and start feeling the love again. This is creepy. This isn't the step right before a restraining order. No, this is after. Number 1, don't encourage this behavior. Number 2, don't prey on individuals so mentally fucked up they can't let someone go. And the only solace they've been able to find is that someone will cast a spell for them. And to charge between $55 and $90 for it is fucking terrible. And what's ridiculous is that 267 people have reviewed this. That's not even everyone who's purchased it, though. That's just the people that left reviews. So I'm gonna give a big fuck you to this shitty wig-wearing sociopath. Good job being an asshole. Next up, I decided to search the term YouTube, and that's when I came across the user YouTube Fun. I'm gonna let this video speak for itself.
Exclusively for Fiverr.com, I will be the secret admirer to someone that they never wanted. That's right, you send me a script, give me a little ad-libbing room, and oh my, they won't know what hit them. I can be as creepy, spooky or scary, and you would like it.
He's going a bit over the top with the creep factor, but it works because he doesn't have teeth. He keeps licking his bare gums. The aluminum foil in the hair makes some sense. The trash bag draped around him also makes some sense. He's going for that sort of crazy, dirty hobo vibe, but the toothlessness really drives it home. Let's take a look at another one.
Hello there, Victor Kazmowski, my Chinese-eyed Polish sweetheart, and Charlie Karlstrom, that's rockin' with kitty cat tactics.
The way he's flicking his tongue off of his upper gums has got to be some sort of nasty ASMR. I'm surprised he doesn't offer a close-up version of the same thing. Let's take a look at how well he's done. Over 1,000 people have purchased from him and reviewed, and he is a top-rated Fiverr seller, member since March 2012. Lastly, as promised, we're going to search the not safe for work keyword. I'm a fan of how this user includes no questions asked in the title of his listing. Bold. But I'm quite disappointed with the low number of listings that show up on Fiverr under not safe for work. Fiverr, please up your game. I'd like to see some weird shit on your site. That's about enough for me. I want to thank you all for watching. Remember to like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more, and if you have a keyword you'd like for me to search on Fiverr or the Wish app, comment it below. Y'all have fun. I know I will.